The big story, the big development that we are tracking right here on 5 Live. Andrew Mountbatten-Windsor, formerly known as Prince Andrew, has now been arrested by the UK police in a dramatic development linked to the ongoing fallout of the Jeffrey Epstein files. Officers, we are told, in UK took the royal into custody this morning, the 19th of February, early in hours, at the Sandringham estate, where searches were carried out at properties connected to him. The arrest today morning, however, is not on allegations of sexual misconduct, but reportedly on suspicion of misconduct in public office, on allegations that he shared sensitive government data and information with Epstein when he served as UK's trade envoy. Authorities say that investigation followed a detailed assessment of material connected to the massive document dump released by the US Justice Department. We are showing you, some pictures out of that came out of the dump of the US Department. The wider probe comes as multiple British police forces now review millions of pages of Epstein-related files for possible crimes or even leads, including claims of trafficking, abuse, suspicious flights linked to the financiers network. All of that is now under the scanner. Andrew, remember, has long faced scrutiny over his association with Epstein. You'll see those pictures over there that appeared, the very controversial ones, where he's repeatedly seen with him. He also stepped back, or should we say, was stripped off his royal duties and lost all his official titles after the scandal, and previously also settled a civil lawsuit brought by Virginia Giuffre, the woman you see over there on your screen, in 2022 without admitting to any wrongdoing. Now, officials say that the investigation is ongoing and more details are expected as authorities continue examining evidence and also witness information. Before his arrest, the UK Prime Minister Keir Starmer also maintained that no one is above law and the law will apply the same way in the case it does in any other. All right, all that is the information we have at the moment coming to us from London, from the authorities over there. But what more do we know? Now, the UK police have issued a statement but have not named the person arrested. In a statement, the Thames Police actually says, Thames Valley Police has gone ahead to say that as part of the investigation, we have today arrested a man in his 60s from, they mentioned the place as well, from the Norfolks on suspicion of misconduct in public office, and are carrying out searches at addresses in Berkshire and also Norfolk. The man remained in police custody at this time. We will not be naming the arrested man. They're not naming. The former prince, as per national guidance, also says that nobody else should be naming them as well. Those in UK at least, also going ahead to say that police have confirmed that the investigation relates to allegations of misconduct in public office. But before Prince Andrew's arrest over there, UK Prime Minister, like we said, had also reacted to this investigation. He had said that nobody is above the law and that law will apply in the same way as it does in any other. He emphasized that due process must be followed and that investigation should proceed independently. All right, let's get a perspective on this story now. Joining me next is the former BBC editor, Naresh Kaushik. Naresh is currently visiting in India, but has a lot of perspective on everything that's been going on in UK. Naresh, help me understand this. We've made it clear now to our audience that unlike what was thought of earlier, this is not for any sexual misconduct. This is for sharing information that was private and also privy only in the capacity of then Prince Andrew, of being a trade envoy that he did with Epstein. All of this a fallout of the dump that has been issued by the US State Department. At the moment, do we have any reaction that has come in from the royal family?
No, the royal family hasn't yet reacted, but the royal family has been under a lot of pressure. This is quite an unprecedented thing in the royal family of Britain that a senior member, one of its senior members, has been arrested. This is quite a stark thing. What a fall from grace of a man who's king's brother, who was until recently was known as the Duke of York or Prince, but this is also quite historic that his title as prince was taken away from him. It was stripped because of the ongoing revelations about the Epstein scandal. And if you remember, it was 6 years ago this all started, although it started quite early. But 6 years ago, in a BBC interview, uh, he had to admit a few things, although he denied meeting Virginia Jeffrey, but he did say that he did have relations with Epstein, and Epstein was obviously a pedophile, and he was already a convicted person, but still he defended his friendship with him. So this is quite a stark thing. Royal family in Britain is still very popular, although it's not as popular as under Queen Elizabeth was, but still under uh, has been quite popular. But this man has really created such a problem for the royal family that King Charles, whose brother Andrew doesn't know how to react. Basically, he was heckled recently by public about Andrew, and he didn't know what to say.
And not the first time, Naresh, is it? I would request my producers to also bring out the family tree of the royal family that we've got that made up as well. But correct me if I'm wrong. Former Prince Andrew is the second born son to Queen Elizabeth, to the late Queen Elizabeth, and is the brother to King Charles at the moment. You have that family tree on air for our viewers to see as well. He's the third born child and the second born son to Queen Elizabeth. He has often, even in the UK press, which we all know by now does not spare anyone, has been called the problematic prince. He has had strange relationship with his own siblings to the degree that after the death of his mother, when Prince Charles became King Charles, he stripped Andrew of all royal, any kind of royal coverage as well. He was stripped of all his titles, any kind of funds that would go in as well. This is a strange relationship that has happened, which means that today when he's arrested as a regular civilian, just happens to
Yes,
be of royal blood.
yes, he's now simply known as Andrew Mountbatten-Windsor. He's no longer a prince, and you're talking about the stripping of his royal titles. That happened after that infamous interview, which actually, interestingly, he himself wanted to give to BBC. He wanted to clear his name because if you remember, in 2011, there was a picture of Virginia Jeffrey, with Andrew, and Andrew's hand around her back, and that picture became quite famous. And after that, people started talking about it, and eventually he has to give this interview. He thought he would clear his name, but that actually started, all his downfall started after
Yeah,
that. He
yeah.
was stripped of his title, and after that, what has happened in the recent months, when you have more revelations and more of his emails exchanges and more of
Yes.
his pictures with Epstein and some other girls emerged. He had to be, first he had to leave the royal palace, then he had to leave another house which he was entitled to, which he said he bought, but how he bought it still remains to be seen. It's still not clear where he got the money from. And then he had to leave that place, and now he's living in Sandringham Palace, which is basically King's estate. Sandringham estate, it's not really a palace, but it's a property of the king. And he has been living as a commoner. So that itself is quite a downfall for him, who was once a prince. For him, Jeffrey Epstein could send someone and he could show around
Yeah.
that person, Buckingham Palace, and all that has gone. And that has actually, Jeffrey Epstein's relationship with him has been really a reason of
But Naresh,
downfall.
help me understand this. The significance of this arrest is multifold. One, apart from the big headline here, which obviously means that this is the first time ever somebody of royal blood has been arrested. This is also the first big arrest we've seen world over in the Epstein files case. Anybody featured in the files, for the first time we've seen an arrest like this happen. And when it starts with a former prince, it gives you an idea of where the investigation is headed. In your understanding, is this just the tip of the iceberg? Many more names will emerge, and not specifically to those which were of sexual misconduct, but because Epstein was a power broker, his job was in a way to sort of, exchange news, be privy to what was happening in the back channels. A lot more names could come out?
Yes, absolutely. I mean, he's obviously the most famous and is the first important person to be arrested. But it is quite possible that Peter Mandelson, who was until recently the UK's ambassador to United States, he had to resign. He was forced to resign. He also lost his knighthood and created a lot of political problems for Prime Minister Keir Starmer. He's another person who could be arrested because he's also facing similar questions of sharing confidential public details with Epstein, which Epstein's misused for his financial gains. So that is quite significant. And other names are also there. But many people have resigned, but no one has been arrested. You are right. But this has started with a former prince. This is quite significant. But having said that, we must also make clear that at the moment, no charges have been framed against him. He has been arrested on suspicion of misusing his office, and he's divulging secrets with Epstein. But he hasn't been, that doesn't mean that he has been proven guilty. And the same is true with other people, including Mandelson. So that we must make clear. But having said that, there may be other allegations which police in Britain would be investigating against Prince Andrew, and there will be investigations, I'm sure, about his sexual misconduct, because not just Virginia Jeffrey, there have been other girls who allegedly being sent to him. So that is
Because the case against
quite
Virginia, he settled. There was a settlement that happened in that case, so that's been taken care of. But what's interesting is, Naresh, that you're saying this could just be the beginning. There are so many other names that are coming out in UK, and if that's the case, then what's happening in India? Let me give you a perspective there, Naresh. Stay on with us, because what happened in India today was, we don't know if it's a ripple effect of the Epstein files, but one has to connect the dots somewhere to understand this. That the Microsoft founder, Bill Gates, who was also due to address in India today at the India AI Impact Summit, chose to opt out last minute amid his name featuring prominently in the Epstein files. Now, Gates Foundation on that did issue a statement. Their statement was very clear. They said that after careful consideration and to ensure the focus remains on the AI Summit's key priorities, Mr. Bill Gates will not be delivering his keynote address. The Gates Foundation will be represented by Ankur Vora, the President of Africa and India offices, who will speak later today at the summit. Remember, that summit is still ongoing. Around 5:30 is when the roundtable will happen of the big tech CEOs with Prime Minister Modi. We'll of course get you all the details of that, but this is just a bit of a impact there that we are seeing and connecting the dots into how the entire Epstein files phenomena is unfolding in UK differently, in India and US differently as well.
India leads the world into AI age. Prime Minister outlines Bharat's AI roadmap.
AI जैसी तकनीक तभी दुनिया के लिए लाभकारी होगी जब उसे शेयर किया जाएगा, जब कोड ओपन होंगे और शेयर किए जाएंगे। हम ये संकल्प लें कि एआई को ग्लोबल कॉमन गुड के रूप में विकसित किया जाएगा।
MANAV framework for humanity.
भारत का ये मानव विजन 21वीं सदी की एआई आधारित दुनिया में मानवता के कल्याण की अहम कड़ी बनेगा।
World hails India's AI initiative.
10 years ago, the world told India that 1.4 billion people could not be brought into the digital economy. India proved them wrong.
Can India emerge as an AI leader?
And let's cut across straight to the big news development coming to us right from Bharat Mandapam, where the AI summit is happening. And this is in India Today, world exclusive that we're about to bring to you. India Today has now spoken with the French President Macron. He has, of course, spoken about host of issues from AI to other developments, also has spoken on Rafale. He has also spoken about how Rafale makes India's defense stronger, and he has also, interestingly, bagged made in India Rafales as well. Now remember, the French president is here in India, long-standing friend of India as well, constantly talking about the exchange of ideas and industry that takes place. He addressed this morning at the Bharat Mandapam, along with several other CEOs, especially from the big tech that came in. And now, in a tete-a-tete, in an exclusive chat that India Today has had with him, he has opened up his heart about so many other issues. Let's, in fact, give you a quick glimpse into that.
And I don't see how people can criticize, because it makes your country stronger, it increases strategic relation between us, and it creates more jobs here. And so, very clearly, we are extremely, I would say, committed to having a maximum number of Indian components and manufacturing a maximum number of critical devices in India. This is exactly the rationale under the Tata Airbus deal. So we will do the same for the Rafale. You can count on this. As for the free speech,
Yes.
I saw a lot of people just quoting a small part of what I saw, what I said. My point was just to say, I do believe in free speech. But what does it mean? Free speech means I will listen to you, you will listen to me. And we are in an equal relationship.
Yes.
A lot of people defending free speech do it based on algorithm without any transparency, with a lot of bias and with their own political agenda. It's not free speech. And when people clearly help hatred speech, racist speech, to be spread all around the place, it's not about free speech. It's a jungle.
All right, that's a quick glimpse and conversation that India Today managed to have with French President Macron over there. My colleague Pranay Upadhyay joins us for more on this. Pranay, specifically on Rafale, he says that I don't know why people criticize the entire matter. He says this makes our country, your country, stronger, talking to India. He's saying it only makes India stronger. I don't understand why people criticize it. Also, he responded to a question about free speech. Take us through what exactly has he said?
Absolutely, Sunil. And when I asked him about the criticism of Rafale, because we have seen that how the platform got criticized and in fact got into a political controversy as well in 2019 onward and during after the Operation Sindoor. But he said that this is a good platform, and I don't know why it is being criticized, but this only makes India stronger. And I think that's the validation of the fact that the government of India has decided to buy 114 Rafale fighter jets. Besides that, he also said that he looks forward for having more indigenized components in the Rafale aircraft, and this is a new kind of partnership where France and India would want to take forward having the joint production, joint research as far as the Rafale platform and other military platforms are concerned. And he also emphasized the fact that that India and France are looking at a global special strategic partnership, which has the global angle. And this is also special, which is unique to India and France, what Prime Minister Modi and President Macron has agreed and trying to build in this relationship. And also, as far as the free speech is concerned, he tried, my intention was to ask him about a clarification, because most of the media outlets have covered his statement wherein he said that all free speech and the argument of free speech by these tech giants is a bullshit. So he said that people have taken only a part of my speech, but my idea is that I'm a votary of a free speech. But in this case, the free speech should be free, and there should not be algorithmic manipulations behind that. The political agenda shouldn't be pursued in the name of free speech, and therefore the free speech should be really free in terms of the influence and the political engineering of the algorithms.
Expand on that, Pranay, a little bit. But before we do that, let's try and listen to that entire interaction you had with Macron one more time. We'll come back. I want to go down a little deeper on this free speech aspect of it. Stay on with us.
And I don't see how people can criticize, because it makes your country stronger, it increases the strategic relation between us, and it creates more jobs here. And so, very clearly, we are extremely I would say committed to having a maximum number of Indian components and manufacturing a maximum number of critical devices in India. This is exactly the rationale under the Tata Airbus deal. So we will do the same for the Rafale. You can count on this. As for the free speech,
yes.
I saw a lot of people just quoting a small part of what I saw, what I said. My point was just to say, I do believe in free speech. But what does it mean? Free speech means I will listen to you, you will listen to me. And we are in an equal relationship.
Yes.
A lot of people defending free speech do it based on algorithm without any transparency, with a lot of bias and with their own political agenda. It's not free speech. And when people clearly help hatred speech, racist speech to be spread all around the place, it's not about free speech. It's a jungle.
Very interesting. Very, very interesting conversation over there, Pranay, that you've had with Macron. What exactly was your question on free speech? I want to understand on the way he has responded.
I exactly asked. I have also shared, the question, what I asked also. If you can play that question as well. But let me reiterate my question, because I asked President Emmanuel Macron about his media statement, which appeared in many international outlets as well, that he called out the free speech, the argument of free speech by the tech giant as a bullshit. So to which he responded that only part of my statement was taken, but what he explained his position, and he said that this should be free. I am a votary of a free speech. I want free speech to be exercised, but it should be devoid of any algorithmic engineering and the political agenda behind the algorithms in the name of free speech to be played. So clearly he said that free speech should be really free and without any political influence and political engineering. But in the name of free speech, the political engineering of the algorithms cannot be allowed.
All right, Pranay, very, very interesting conversation that you've had on the sidelines of this summit. Thanks so much for bringing us up to speed with all of that. We'll get all those details, and you can catch all those details again on our website as well at indiatoday.com. But for the moment, let's take you to other news coming in. Now, talking about the AI summit, let's look into that in detail. The world stands at the cusp of a defining technological revolution, the age of artificial intelligence. And India is positioning itself at the very forefront of this transformation. Prime Minister Narendra Modi today formally inaugurated the AI Impact Summit at the Bharat Mandapam in Delhi. What we are witnessing at the moment, on your screens as well, goes beyond the summit. It is a statement, a declaration that India intends to shape global AI agenda as well. And this saw lots of leaders in attendance. Leaders from across the continent, over 20 heads of states and governments, more than 500 global AI pioneers, CEOs and innovators have converged here for a 6-day mega event. And while the summit has been underway since the 16th of February, today's proceedings mark a defining moment, setting the tone of how the world sort of approaches AI governance, innovation, and collaboration as well. In fact, as I bring all that information to you, on your screens right now are live visuals of Prime Minister Modi in his one-on-one conversation with President Macron. You see that over there. They are catching up here in the national capital on the sidelines of the AI Impact Summit that India has organized. The first time ever, the Global South takes center stage when it comes to conversations on AI. And there you go, the pictures that have just come in. But what exactly is happening and what makes this summit so historic, right? Let's talk about that a little bit while you look at those visuals. The first unveiling that really happened at the AI summit was the MANAV framework. MANAV, human, and the human framework of the artificial intelligence entire, conversation. The government blueprint that places morality, accountability, national sovereignty, accessibility, and legitimacy at the heart of AI development. And all of this signaling that technology must, at the end of the day, serve humanity as well. There are other big bits that came out of that AI summit as well. Let's take you to that. Number 2 on our list is the sheer global participation. From policy frameworks to industry titans, this is one of the most significant AI gatherings that we have seen across the globe, at least here in the Global South as well. The third big development, unprecedented diplomatic engagement, with also world leaders acknowledging India's central role in steering AI conversation. The fourth one, a massive vote of confidence in India's AI ecosystem, with Indian and global firms pledging billions of dollars in investment, boosting infrastructure, R&D as well. And the fifth one, the clear and consistent message that future of AI must be built on trust, on ethics, on responsible deployment as well. The AI age is here, and India is also not just participating, taking the lead over there. But it would be unfair to rank one takeaway, above another. But if there is one declaration that defines the spirit of the summit, it is the MANAV vision that we saw for artificial intelligence. What exactly is MANAV that we've spoken about? M for moral and ethical systems, A for accountable governance, N for national sovereignty, A for accessible inclusion, and V then for valid and legitimate. Together, all of this was a vision that India has given to the world in attendance as we talk about AI and attempt to take a lead at it as well.
साथियों, आज न्यू दिल्ली एआई इम्पैक्ट समिट में मैं एआई के लिए MANAV मानव विजन प्रस्तुत करता हूं। मानव का अर्थ होता है ह्यूमन, और मानव विजन कहता है M मोरल एंड एथिकल सिस्टम्स, यानी एआई एथिकल गाइडेंस पर आधारित हो, अकाउंटेबल गवर्नेंस यानी ट्रांसपेरेंट रूल्स, रोबस्ट ओवरसाइट, एंड नेशनल सॉवरेनिटी यानी जिसका डेटा उसका अधिकार। एक्सेसिबल एंड इंक्लूसिव यानी एआई मोनोपोली नहीं, मल्टीप्लायर बने। वैलिड एंड लेजिटिमेट यानी एआई लॉफुल और वेरीफाइबल हो। भारत का ये मानव विजन 21वीं सदी की एआई आधारित दुनिया में मानवता के कल्याण की अहम कड़ी बनेगा।
Today, some say AI is a game only the biggest can play. That you need $400 billion to be in the race. That nothing can exist between the two blocks. India, France, Europe, together with our partners, those who believe in our approach, companies, governments, investors, might have a different way. The money race is important and we cannot discount it. But the outcomes and real value creation for our population is even more. The future of AI will be built by those who combine innovation and responsibility, technology with humanity. And India and France will help to shape this future together. And the journey has just begun. Jai Ho.
All right, so that is what all the leaders over there had to say. But what was India Today's own assessment on this? I thought who better than Cyrus to call upon and understand and pick his brain on what he thought was the big takeaway from the AI summit. So Cyrus is with us here in the studio. Cyrus, you've been going there every day. You had some good, bad experiences. You had some eye-opening experiences as well. Take us through what you found were your top 5 moments.
Well, we'll talk about the good experiences. There has been so much happening at the AI summit that it's very difficult for us to compress everything. But yes, because of which we have 5 important points where the focus has been and where the world needs to look. Now, when we talk about the AI summit, one of the major important points is the infrastructure. Now, no country in the world can build AI without infrastructure. When I say infrastructure, GPUs. Now, when I say GPUs, what are they? The microchips in your computer or your smartphones that run all the operations. Think of GPUs as the brain for AI to process. All of these images, the videos that you're creating are because of GPUs. Now, India already had a cluster of 38,000 GPUs. Now, the Prime Minister said that we are adding 20,000 more GPUs to that lot, which makes the processing power even better, and that's great. Now, imagine such resources at the disposal of so many engineers who can use this and then create AI. I mean, algorithms will be better, their processing will be better. So infrastructure is very important, and also important is the investments that are coming in. Data centers, now Reliance, Adani both have said that they're investing billions in data centers, which will also not only give you the compute power, but the data will be sovereign. It will be inside over here, and that's also something very important in terms of infrastructure. And global companies and India together have gone on to invest more than $260 billion and promised that this is the investment that will come in the future. So yes, infrastructure is also very important. The next point that I would like to also talk about is global partnership, which means that even the Prime Minister has said that a partnership is pivotal whenever you are looking to create AI for the globe. And another key takeaway is creating the AI in India, because it is always important. Whenever the controversy that we had with Grok, they were looking to shut down Grok for reasons, which is where I feel that an AI for India is important with Indian languages. Because remember, only 10 to 12% of the population speaks English, and the rest of the population requires regional languages to have their AI assistants for. So yes, the importance of creating sovereign AI is also key. And then last but not the least, talking about the jobs. The job market is also something that's very important. We need to talk about the disruption of the job market. Many of the top leaders have gone on to say that, yes, it will take away the white-collar jobs, it will take away tier 1 jobs, but the opportunities will also come in the future. However, the concerns are about the pace at which AI is replacing jobs, whether it will be able to create jobs at the same pace. And that's something that a lot of people have been talking about at the summit as well. But again, lots more to come. I believe this summit has given a platform to a lot of the companies that have come here, Google, OpenAI, Anthropic, to not only showcase their wares, but also talk about what they will do for India. Because remember, India at the end of the day is a population, is a tech-savvy population that is consuming a lot of these AI tools. We are one of the biggest users of ChatGPT. But the problem is, how does this trickle down to the rest of the population? And that's where India is saying that we are having this summit. You need to come up with innovations to make tools for the rest of the India, make for the infrastructure, create for infrastructure, build for more innovations that will serve the other Indians, the rest of the India that we are talking about. So yes, a lot to take away from the India AI Summit. I feel the next leg, wherever it is going to be more important, and India is going to be a key speaker, a key power in that summit as well.
Yeah, and also, Cyrus, we keep talking about it. We want AI to solve for real problems problems like air pollution. We want AI to solve for traffic. We want AI to solve for health, for cancer. We want AI to solve for things that are, that are integral to humanity. And at the moment, it feels like that AI is solving for a lot of stuff, but perhaps a lot of it is got to do with big tech. So we've got to watch this space and see how carefully that moves as well. But for the moment, that was Cyrus bringing you up to speed with all the big takeaways from the AI Impact Summit. Thanks so much for that. The AI Summit has had its fair share of controversies as well. The one moment today truly stood out. Two of the world's brightest AI leaders found themselves side by side during a group photograph at the summit, but they are far from being called allies. That photo op has really become the talk of the town and perhaps the picture that will go back of the big tech from this AI Summit. Sam Altman of OpenAI and Dario Dio of Anthropic appeared visibly reluctant when they were asked to hold hands as part of the ceremonial photo op. See that visual one more time. I'm sure you have already, and if not, just sort of revere in that moment a little bit. Behind that awkward moment lies a very, very deep rivalry. You see how awkwardly he doesn't know what to do with his left hand, and the Anthropic CEO doesn't know what to do with the other. Then they both hold it up, but they're not holding each other's hand. Now, this is quite a striking picture of how the big tech evolves and the conversations that are. What exactly is the awkward moment all about? Now, remember, the Anthropic CEO once worked very, very closely with Sam Altman, serving as even the vice president of research at OpenAI. But he later exited the company over concerns that OpenAI was accelerating commercial deployment faster than safety safeguards. He went on to found Anthropic, positioning it as a safety-first AI company. And today, OpenAI and Anthropic are amongst the fiercest competitors in artificial race. But perhaps all has not been buried between the two, and that was on full display for the world to see.
Thank you, tech leader.
Welcome back. India has now officially secured its place on the global AI map with the launch of its first sovereign Gen AI brand, Sarvam. Developed by Bengaluru-based company, the platform is based on sovereign data, is designed to bring benefits of artificial intelligence to the country's 1.45 billion citizens. And the two models launched today, this morning, was Sarvam Vision and Bulbul V3, and engineered to bridge the massive digital divide by supporting all 22 official Indian languages through intuitive voice commands. Now, unlike any other global counterparts, and that often sort of struggle with local nuances, these India-first models excel at understanding what you and I call Hinglish, and complex real-world document laid out with an accuracy that outperforms even the world's largest AI systems. You know which one I'm talking about. Now, for the average user, this means that high-end technology is no longer sort of gated by English literacy, enabling anyone to manage tasks like financial planning, coding, or even navigating government services in their own native language. So what did we do? At India Today, our editor, Siddharth Zarabi, sat down with Pratyush Kumar, the head of Sarvam. Listen into this very interesting conversation.
Representing the aspirations of 1.4 billion Indians, Dr. Pratyush Kumar, co-founder of Sarvam AI. And the unique thing about this company is that it has given us our very first and very own sovereign AI model. Welcome. Congratulations on behalf of the entire network, as well as hundreds and millions of Indians who really would want you to first tell us about this moment and how significant it is, because the world of AI is still being discovered. And the tens of thousands who have come here are experiencing it. They want to touch and feel it. But you have done something that till a few months ago, many people said, oh, India can't, India shouldn't, it will take too much money, too much effort. How does it feel?
No, I'll accept your congratulations on behalf of a very hardworking team.
Absolutely.
Really slogged and built something with a lot of energy and passion. AI is something which is something everybody experiences today. You all use variety of tools. And there's a lot India is doing in using AI, right? Variety of use cases across enterprise, people, and so on. What we are looking at is building AI. Can we actually build our own AI? Why? Because, we are in a post-AI world. We are never going to go back to pre-LLMs, large language models. So such an important country and such an important technology, you cannot not have an overlap, right? India should be building its own thing. What we have tried to do is, in a period of the last 6-7 months since we got support from the government, be able to take a large amount of GPUs or compute power and train our own large language models, which are meaningfully large so that they are useful and competitive with global benchmarks of how these models perform on various tasks.
Without getting too technical, is it now a stage where instead of using the word LLM, we should use the word ILM, Indian language model?
Sure. I mean, I think interestingly, these technical words are becoming day-to-day words now, right? So no, I think it's a very exciting area.
Okay. Explain to us what this journey has meant. How did you get here? Because I'm coming to that point again. Someone as famous as Sam Altman kind of said that, India shouldn't be even trying to do this. Indians are known for frugal engineering, for jugaad. What has this journey been? What has it meant for you and your hardworking team?
I think there are two sides to this notion of frugality, right? I think sometimes it is thought of as jugaad as a hacky solution, not doing the right thing, finding some other workaround. The other thing is actually doing it in a resource efficient way, right? If you think about it, the training of these large language models